I'm not joking when I say this. MPJ might actually be destroying the Nets. And it's not in the way you think. Because Michael Porter Jr. is hooping. He is absolutely hooping. He's been unbelievable. But the problem, even though he's been unbelievable, is that the Nets are winning. The Nets aren't meant to be winning. They are not meant to be winning. And that is a fact. They are not supposed to be a good basketball team. It is not helping them winning basketball games. And they just destroyed who might be the most pathetic team since the Nets from 2017, when they were the worst team in the NBA, despite the fact they didn't have their pick, in the New Orleans Pelicans. They destroyed the Pelicans. They absolutely destroyed the Pelicans today. And you're looking at the Pelicans right now. Derek Queen is coming back down to earth. Jeremiah Fears is coming back down to earth. 4 of 16 for him. But MPJ goes and gives you 35 points and it's a plus 31 on the floor. Also, shout out Jaeger Demon for kind of figuring it out a little bit. He's actually been a deceptively decent rookie. Like, he's averaging 8.5, 4, like 8.5, 3.5, 3.5, which are deceptively decent numbers. Like, not good numbers, but like, he hasn't been bad. Danny Wolf came in, gave them 7 points. Even Ben Sarif gave them 7 points. Even Ben Sarif did. But, wait, did Nick Claxton have a triple-double? Nick Claxton had a triple-double today. But Michael Porter Jr. is no doubt about it going to be an all-star. He made the best. It was the best move for him. He can go and chuck on a bad team. They are one of the funniest teams. They were genuinely one of the funniest teams ever to watch because they're just, it's mad. It's just mad. Watching a team just go out there and chuck and lose, but it's not quite as funny when they're winning games. Like, the Brooklyn Nets are 4-6 in their last 10. And they are so lucky. They are so lucky that the Pacers have started winning games too. They're 6-17. They're not one of, like, they are tied 5th worst. They have the same odds of getting the number 1 pick as the Oklahoma City Thunder. You got to be bad. You've got to be bad. You have got to be bad. And they are trying way too hard to win games. They are trying way, way too hard to win games. And it's now at the stage where if you are a Nets fan, I don't even know how you should feel. Like, and that's the problem again with American sports leagues. And it's one of the reasons why I can never get like too heavily invested as I am. Like, I'm a Leeds United fan. It's the most invested I will ever be in sports. I will never be anywhere near as invested in anything else as I am with Leeds. And a big reason is that American sports leagues, they incentivize losing because, look, as a Leeds United fan, I'm running around celebrating a 96th minute equalizer by Ao Tanaka today. It affects my day if we lose. Why does it affect my day if we lose? Not because, we don't make the playoffs this year, because we go back to the fucking championship. I've spent almost all my life. I was 7 years old when we got relegated. I was 23 when we went back up. And then there was a season of COVID where you couldn't go to games. There was a season of pretty much COVID where you couldn't go to games. I went to one game in those 2 years, then tore my Achilles when I missed out on another game. And then there was the disaster Jesse Marsh season. We had Yank Lampard for a year. And then we went back to the championship, and it was that. I had one season watch us in the Prem before this year, and thankfully my weekends are freed up so I can do more of that. But at the end of the day, with the threat of relegation, you losing matters. And with the threat of guaranteed top 5 pick in a draft where it is loaded, absolutely loaded. And I understand you're not guaranteed the number 1 pick, but this is a draft where that doesn't matter. Like, you can take Darren Peterson. You'll be happy with Darren Peterson. You will be happy with Cam Boozer. You will be happy to go to AP and spend $200K. You will be happy to get Caleb Wilson. If you're the Nets after that, I don't know. But you'd be really happy with the top 4 pick, and you've got an unbelievable chance at a top 4 pick. If you just stink more than this. They're not bad enough. They're now at the stage where it is really getting bad because they're now starting to win. And that's the problem when you have an MPJ. That's the problem when you have a Cam Thomas, is that, yes, over the course of the season, their play styles will not lead you to wins. And Cam Thomas didn't even play today, which makes perfect sense. It's going to be just fun, bad basketball. But there are enough games in the season where these guys will carry you to wins that you are not going to get the best odds of the number 1 overall pick. You need to really suck. You need to be a team where Trey Murphy is shooting the most shots for you. You need to have Sadiq Bey shooting 14 shots a game. That is how you get the number 1 overall pick. And that is how you get Atlanta the number 1 overall pick. That is how you get Atlanta number 1. There is a chance that 2 playoff teams get pick 1 and 2 this year. If you look at the records right now, the worst record in the NBA is the New Orleans Pelicans, who owe Atlanta their pick. Second worst record in the NBA is the Washington Wizards, who have their own pick. Third worst record is the Indiana Pacers, who, by the way, the Pelicans own their pick. The Pelicans should have two of the 3 highest odds at getting the number 1 overall pick, but they traded both of them for Derek Queen. They potentially, there is a world where they traded AJ Dybantsta and Darren Peterson for Derek Queen. I like Derek Queen, but there's a world where they traded both for him. But yeah, I feel bad. MPJ is hooping. He's absolutely hooping. He's doing exactly what he's meant to do. He's going out there and chucking. He's the exact player that he was supposed to have been when he was drafted. It was an absolute great trade by the Brooklyn Nets. Just maybe a little bit too early, because you now can't get that number 1 overall. Well, you're now not can't get it, but it's now a stage where you can always get the number 1 overall pick, but what you're not going to realistically be able to do is get a guarantee in that top 5 or 6, or in the top 5 range if you were the worst team in the NBA. And on paper, they are one of the worst teams in the NBA. So anyway, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you guys agree or do you guys disagree with this? Obviously, you guys can completely disagree if you're a Nets fan. And if you're a Nets fan, do you want to win? Do you want to lose? Is it fun watching MPJ chuck? Because I think this team's so fun. MPJ and Cam Thomas just chucking. But yeah, we also do forget that MPJ is a champion. So as much as we want to clown MPJ's style of play, he didn't win a title doing it. So look, it is what it is. So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.